If it weren't for my wife, I still wouldn't know about that pile of money. My friend John recently told me a crazy story over coffee. One that's 100x more powerful than any hot stock tip. It was 1996, he said. I was managing apartment buildings and shopping at Home Depot 2 to 3 days a week. Every time I walked in there, the place was packed. I was just getting started investing, but I knew I needed a piece of this business. John enrolled in their direct stock purchase plan, DSPP, which automatically buys a fixed dollar amount of shares on a regular basis. I put an initial $2,500 in, and set it up to buy $75 more every month. For the first couple months, John carefully watched his account grow. Then the newness wore off, and he forgot about it. John moved to Costa Rica and turned his attention to real estate. After a successful career there, he and his family moved to Delray Beach, Florida, in 2015. Here we were 20 years later, going over our finances. That's when my wife looked up and asked, "Honey, whatever happened to those Home Depot shares?" John didn't even know his password to log into his account. But when he finally figured it out, he was stunned at the number. It was $128,000. A few years ago, brokerage firm Fidelity conducted a study. The results were hilarious. They found that investors who performed the best had one thing in common: they forgot they had an account. These investors weren't trading in and out of positions. They weren't trying to catch the next, high-flying, stock. They weren't trying to time the market. They weren't doing anything. Yet their portfolios were blowing everyone else's out of the water. This, and John's story, reveals a very important investing truth. Owning world-class businesses, and holding them for the long haul, is one of the most reliable ways to build lasting wealth. Now, John's $128,000 nest egg didn't appear overnight. In fact, it took 20 years. But it was the least stressful $100,000 he ever made. And the stock's still booming today. The thing with world-class businesses is you don't need to log into your account every day and monitor them. They're simple. They solve problems. And you never have to worry about them going out of style. Right now, people are buying and renovating homes in droves now. And people will continue to buy homes, and renovate them, for the next 100 years. Remember, John didn't overthink his decision to jump on Home Depot, HD. He saw everything he needed the minute he set foot in that store 20 years ago. The number one mistake investors make when trying to invest this way is dumping world-class businesses the minute they sell off. We're not talking about penny stocks here. We're talking about owning the most dominant businesses on the planet. You're not going to get wealthy trying to time your entry and exit points perfectly. Of course, the challenge is figuring out which dominators will remain dominant, and which ones are sitting ducks to be disrupted.